All right, let's go. If you're tired of not feeling fit, tired of just not having a focus, tired of just not having the life that you truly desire, this is your place to be. This is the Live 100 podcast, and today we're talking about money. And just the talk, just the sheer words coming out of my mouth that you may hear may just send shudders down your back, or you might have, a tingling on your wrist, because just talking about money is taboo, right? It's something that we don't do, we don't talk about, and yet so many people struggle with money because it's something that they never want to put on the forefront. Now, I put up some data here, and the top 1% own more than the bottom 90% combined of America. And that means that the top 1% have and hold more than 30% of the nation's wealth, while the bottom 50% hold less than 3%. So there's ways, reasons, right? There's are things that set the stage that help, right? You could have the luck of the draw, born to the right family, born in the right area, have better access to everything, schooling, upbringing, just your inner circle from the outset may have just been blessed with all kinds of very inspiring, wealthy, rich people that have come from wealth and riches for years. But for the rest of us who didn't have this access growing up, you have to say, well, what's the difference? And the difference is the people who go out there and change the narrative and change the circumstances and change the opportunities in front of them, who don't come from money, don't come from opportunity, and have to go out there and make it is it luck? Is it something that they just get lucky and happen into? Or is there a way that they predictably do it? And the answer I've come to that's worked in our life is that you have to be one of two things. You have to go out there and produce something, right? By creating a business or an opportunity, right? That can stop you from being a consumer and allow you to be a producer. Or you have to build and own real estate. Those are the two biggest sectors that make the most change in this world, that create wealth hand over fist, is business owners who start businesses. And when I start businesses, you mean build something that can be a business that can run on its own and produce cash flow and produce income and produce wealth for you and others, that one you could run and build as a family business for decades, or a big business, or to build to sell, or you buy commercial real estate that you can grow and accumulate to build up your net worth. Those are the two biggest tracks to future success. So you have to ask yourself, why don't more people do it? It's because there's this narrative that gets set into stone that you go to school, and when you go to school, you will have to do great on these tests, and you take all these tests, and if you can be a high achiever on these tests, then you can hopefully get into a great school, and that great school allows you to go to this college, this university, where it prepares you on this track. And if you follow this certain track, and after 4 years, you will now have an opportunity to get a job offer for which you can go and work at this entry level job, where you get into this entry level position and you build up, and you work your way through the reins of this job to go from into a manager position, into a VP position, to eventually you can work yourself up to be one of the partners of the company, and that will help you make the wealth. And could that be there after years and years and years? Yeah, potentially. But if you look at the median versus mean wealth of the country, the median household wealth is 192,000, while the mean household wealth is $1 million. So what's the difference? Is that at a certain point, you can go down the rabbit hole of trying to accomplish things over a number of years and hopefully everything works in your favor, or you can go produce now. You can be a producer. So what's the difference between producer and consumer? Most of society goes out there and, they get a paycheck every week and they go out there and consume things, and that keeps the economy going. Or you can be the one who makes the products, who makes the future that the consumers who get the paycheck every week go out there to spend on what you've made. Do you want to take back your life and take back your situation, and understand that money is welcome to come to you, but you have to set the stage of why money should come into your arena? What are you doing that's creating value? What are you doing that's making a difference? What are you doing that's preparing you for your financial future, not only for you, but for those all around you? Now, there's lots of reasons. It could be racial disparity, home ownership gaps, education, just debt that goes on to people that can't pay outright. You can think about student loans. Like, if you have to go get student loans, right, and you go into $150,000 of debt, after a couple of years, and you're barely 20 something, and now you have to make up for all this debt into a job that's paying you $50,000 a year for the first 10 years, 8 years, 6 years, 3 years, whatever it is. That sets you out for compared to a person that their parents paid for them to go to school. They have no financial or student loan burden coming out of school, right? There's reasons why you may have a tougher go to get on the right track. But that means that you have to double down, to put the emphasis back on you. You have to bet on you. You can't just go through the language of, oh, if I get this good job, then it's going to set up my life. And then in 30 years, I'll get a watch and I'll be able to retire, right? For some of you, maybe that sounds good. But you come to listen to the Live Wonder podcast not for the chance to do the same thing day in and day out, over time, and get meager or mediocre results. You come here to change the narrative about what your future can provide, the opportunities you can provide, because you can be a producer. You can be someone who can grows and accumulates wealth. Your life is destined by your ability to understand the dynamics of money, and that being someone who looks at problems as an opportunity to provide a solution, and that solution is where your value lies, sets the stage for you to change everything. Go out there today and look at opportunities in front of you to solve problems. And when you stop thinking of things as problems, but as opportunities for you to provide solutions, the world starts to just have a whole new shade to it, right? A whole new brighter shade. Like PPD says, the future is bright. It certainly is. But it needs more people like you to go produce what the world needs and stop waiting to consume what we think we should take from it. All right, that's what I have for today. This is the Live 100 podcast. If you're saying I want to just take control of my life, go over to jasonyarusi.com. There's a free assessment there. You can answer a few questions, and it sets the stage for you to go out there and understand what your starting line is. All right, that's what we have. Let's do this.